Hey, what's up, world? This your boy Ray Knowledge, the film GOAT. I'm about to show you my Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 6K rig and setup, man. Let's get it. How many of y'all pull up to a shoot and you pull out your DSLR, throw your lens on there, throw the speaker on, and just start shooting the music video or shooting your short film, whatever you're doing, with something like this? Me too. I do it all the time, man. You get the job done, and you know what I'm saying, and the shoot normally goes well. But when I pull this bad boy out, boom, I have everybody looking. For whatever reason, they see this, they automatically think pro. Now, this ain't gonna make you any better of a shooter at all. However you shoot with this, you're gonna shoot with this. So don't get it twisted. But I will say that this will definitely, I mean, look at her. She's beautiful. This will definitely get you some more work for sure. It's pretty affordable. I got it hooked up to my Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 6K. That's a doggone long name. But you really can do it with any camera setup that you own. You can do it with this GH5. So I've rigged my GH5 several times like this. But let's go through it. So first we're gonna start with the camera. We got the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 6K. Let's take it out the box. Man, this is a really dope camera. It shoots 6K 12-bit RAW, anamorphic. It's a Super 35 sensor. It's a little smaller than a traditional Super 35, but still gets the job done. Compared to the 4K, obviously it has a lot more resolution and it has a little higher depth of field and a little bit more dynamic range, not much. So the first thing I need to do is hook up the cage. So I have a small rig cage. I like their products. It's very affordable and it's very high quality. And this particular cage for the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema cameras, the 4K or the 6K, has a NATO rail at the top, so you can use a handle, one of their NATO rail top handles to just slide on, tighten it up. Also, it has a nice little wrench at the bottom, so whenever you're out in the field, you don't have to go searching for a wrench to tighten some screws or move some things around. Just take it from the bottom. So let's get that connected first. A lot of these cages and these different parts, you can interchange with different companies, but honestly, if you want to get the most out of it, I probably would find a company and stick with them for that particular cage. Now you can mix and match if you need to, it works, but when I get a small rig cage, I try to buy the small rig accessories like the handles and the cable holders and the SD drive holder, the handles, because they work a lot better with each other together. So next thing I'm gonna hook up is my quick release plate. So this is made by Canvate. I'll drop a link in the description below. But this allows me to connect my camera to my rig, and I can quickly release it if I want to go to a much lighter setup. But this also has the 15mm rod adapter to it, so that's why I'm gonna create my rig at. So let's connect this. So next we're gonna add the rails. These are two 15mm rods made by Small Rig. I forget the company that made this, but this is basically lens support. So if you have a long lens, like I shoot with the 18, the 35 Sigma Art, it's kind of long, so I just want to take the pressure off where it's connected at. So getting you a lens support system will be pretty good for you. Every lens don't require it, but it's always good to have one just in case. And here's my Sigma Art 18 to 35. I already have the gear ring on it. It's a rubber gear ring that you can get just about anywhere. That helps when I put the follow focus system on. But as you can tell, this lens is very used. I use it a lot, so here we go. So I also have this Small Rig top handle with the NATO rail adapter on it. Just slide the handle on, get it to the position you want it, lock it in. I also have the shoe mount adapter that I'm gonna add to the front of the top handle, and I'll show you why in a minute. So this for my monitor, it's made by Small Rig. So it's very user friendly. Hook it up, got the little shoe mount connector on there. So that's what the shoe mount adapter was for that I put on the front of the top handle. So I'll connect my monitor now. All right, now I'm gonna slide this right in the shoe mount. Tighten it up. So I went with the Field World Ultra Bright monitor. It's a 7-inch monitor. I think they roughly somewhere between $250 and $299, something like that. It's a very good monitor. I love it because when I'm shooting outside shots, I can see the monitor with no problem. It's super bright. So now we'll add the side handle, also made by Small Rig. See, can you see that? This is a pretty good handle, man. It holds the weight for me, helps me stabilize the camera a lot easier, and it's really comfortable in the hand. So next, I want to add the matte box made by Foca. So the thing I like about this matte box is I can swing open the matte box. That makes it very easy for me to swap out my lens. I don't have to pull the matte box off. I can just open it up, swap the lens, and close it right back, and it locks in place. So for those of you that don't know what a matte box is, matte box basically, to make it short and sweet, if you're shooting outside and you need some ND filters because it's too bright, ND filters basically throw some tint over your lens so that the shot is not too bright. And so this holds 4x4 ND filters. You pop the ND filters in here and you slide it down. And they got some creative filters as well. So I know one of my favorites is the pearlescent filter. So it kind of gives it a softer look and a very cinematic feel. So I would definitely say invest in one, not only because of what it can do with the filters, but with the look and everything. When you pull up on set and you have something like this, like people really look at that, like feel like you know what you're doing even if you don't. Start to look like a rig. One problem though, we're getting very front heavy, so I need something to help balance out my rig, and also I need something to power the rig. So what we're gonna connect next this is made by Movi. All right, it's a VMount Battery adapter. It hooks to the 15mm rods here. They have a lot of different connections to it, so that's where you can power up everything. I have my camera running through the D-tap, and I have my monitor running through this 12-volt DC connector. If you got you one of these, which is the next thing I'm gonna talk about, is my VMount battery. I can shoot on this VMount battery all day. I don't have to swap this battery out. I charge it once and I can literally shoot on this all day. And this battery, the beautiful thing about having a VMount battery, you can power everything off of this VMount battery. I look at it as a system, so when the system shut down, I can just swap this one battery out and I'm back in action. I don't have to go put a battery in my monitor, put a battery in my camera, and by the way, the battery life sucks on the Blackmagic anyway, so you're gonna need another power source to help you, give you longer battery life. If you can't afford this system, they have another connector that you can connect an MP battery to it. You know, your Sony MP batteries, and those are fairly cheap. I have a bunch of MP batteries. You can easily get them for $10, $20, $30 a battery, and those can run all day as well. So when I get the big one, I think it's the MP 970, something like that, I can run my camera roughly about 3 to 3.5 hours. So all you need is a couple, 2 or 3 of those, and you can run all day. And you'll save a little bit of money. It won't be as expensive as this setup. But you can't really run your whole system off of it. So that's why I recommend a VMount system. I have the small rig SSD Drive holder, which I have it connected to my small rig handle. And I'm recording onto a Samsung SSD Drive T5, just the 1 terabyte. When I'm shooting at its highest quality at 24 frames per second, I get roughly 31 minutes of record time, and that's on a terabyte. So this camera does take up a lot of space, but the images are beautiful for sure. So this is my manual follow focus. It's made by a company called Tilter. Let me tell you, Tilter makes some really good products too. I like small rig and Tilter. Tilter is a little bit more expensive than a small rig, but you can't go wrong with small rig, I promise you. But Tilter, this follow focus, it's a mini follow focus. You literally just slide it on your 15mm rod, tighten it up, and get to work. It's real simple, real easy, not too expensive. The monitor and the rig and the battery, minus the camera, it's roughly $600 or $700. And it'll get you going. It'll have you looking professional, ready to shoot. And when you pull up on set, people gonna be amazed at your setup, and hey, it make you feel better too. And the usability of it is amazing. So that's my rig setup. That's my time, man. Don't forget to punch that subscribe button, hit the like, share it. Let me know what you think. Leave some comments. Let me know what the next tutorial you'd like me to do. And guess what? In the near future, man, we doing a big giveaway. We giving away a Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera 4K. But you gotta subscribe. You gotta stay tuned for the announcement. It's coming soon. Make sure you stay locked in. Stay tuned. Share. Subscribe. All that. But listen, always love God, love people, and stay creative. I'm Ray Knowledge, and I'm out.